The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, text number 22, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on the 22nd of May, 1976, in Honolulu, Hawaii.
Sri Rupam Chakrajatam.
So, gradually the history of Ajamila, we have already narrated. He was inhabitant of Karnakoja. It is historical incident. It is not a fiction, manufactured something, no. History, itihas. So, in the Vedic literature, there everything is itihas, history. Just like as a part we are talking of the milk ocean. The milk ocean is there in some part of the universe, top near Brahmaloka. So it is not fiction, it is itihas, means history. We do not know the universal history. We may know some history of our country or this planet, that's all. But there are millions and trillions of planets. So that history is recorded in the Vedic literature. There are different varieties of planets, there are different standard of comfort. It is stated in the Brahma Samhita that Jasaprabha Prabhavato Jagadanda Koti. The Brahma Jyoti, the effulgence of Krishna's body, just like the effulgence of the sun god's body is the sunshine. We can very easily understand. This is a material thing. There is sun god. The sun god's name is Vibhushan. Everything is there. Imam Vibhushan Yogam Tattvan Aham Abhayam. Krishna says that I spoke this philosophy of Bhagavad Gita to Vibhushan. The Vibhushan is the name of the person who is predominating in the sun globe. So we have to know from Krishna that sun globe is not vacant. When the king is there, the other things are also, the kingdom is also there. There is a planet with fire, just like this planet is earth predominant. And that planet is fire predominant. And there are 5 elements, earth, water, fire. Somewhere the water predominant, somewhere the fire predominant, somewhere we can experience, just like on this sea, beach we go, we are standing where the earth is predominant, but just a few years after, the water is predominant. Whereas on the earth there are so many living entities, birds, beasts, human beings, who are not in the water. What is the wrong there? It is also one of the 5 elements. You cannot live in the water, that does not mean others cannot live. This is common sense. They have got different body. The fish you take out of the water will die. And if you are put into the water, so long you can swim, otherwise will die. Therefore in the Brahma Samhita it is said that Jasaprabha Prabhavato Jagadanda Koti, and the effulgence shining of Krishna's body, there are innumerable universes. Jagadanda, this Anda, you are talking of that egg. Anda means egg. Egg-like. Jagadanda. Jasaprabha Jagadanda Koti. And Kotishu Vasudhadi Vibhuti Bhinnam. And each universe, there are millions and trillions of planets. each one different from the other. Vibhuti bhinnam. Bhinnam means separate. As here earth is prominent, somewhere the fire is prominent, somewhere the air is prominent, but the whole thing is made of these five elements: earth, water, air, fire, this one. So why should you deny that fire, no living entity? You cannot live in the fire. You cannot live in the water. Does it mean others cannot? This is foolishness. This is foolishness. And Krishna says that imam vivasate yogam pratvanahamam. I spoke this philosophy, Bhagavad Gita, to sun god. His name is also given Vivasan. So Vivasata Mano. So either Krishna is talking lies, how Krishna spoke, unless he is a person living there. Everything is there. We cannot conjecture from here that because I cannot live in such atmosphere, therefore others cannot live. No. There are different varieties of living entities. 8,400,000 varieties. How many you have seen? Therefore you have to take knowledge from the perfect source. Then we can understand. Tad vijnanatham gurumeva avigacche. This is Vedic Indians. If you want to know perfectly everything, then you must go to the proper teacher. Then you will learn. And how you can imagine from here, the dwarf is trying to touch the moon. How it is possible? That is what Vedic Indians say. In order to tad vijnanatham, higher science, Vijnan means science. If you want to know higher science, not this science, simply filling up the belly, not this science, higher science, which is above the fulfilling the belly. That, for that purpose, you have to go to Guru. Guru means we who knows more than you. That is Guru. So who can know more than Krishna? Therefore we have to accept Krishna as Guru and learn from him. Then we will get perfect knowledge. And Krishna also says that Tadvidhi, here Veda said Tadvidya, Tat, Sat, the real knowledge, transcendental knowledge. Tat Sat, which is eternal. Here Veda says Tadvidhi, Tad Vijnanartham. And Krishna also says Tadvidhi. Try to understand this transcendental knowledge. Tadvidhi pranipati, Don't go to your Guru to challenge him. I can see how much my Guru knows. Then it will be useless. Pranipatana. That Rupa Goswami, when he was in Vrindavan, he was known the most learned scholar. So one mundane scholar came and he approached Rupa Goswami and said, Sir, I want to talk with you on Shastras. So Rupa Goswami said, why talking with me about Shastras? Now you are well known, so well known about Shastra, Vedic literature. So I want to test you. What is the purpose? Now if I can defeat you, then I will be renowned. All right, I am defeated. So there is no question of talking, because Rupa Goswami saw what is the use of talking with this rascal. He is for material name and fame. So what do you want? Now, if you think that you are less intelligent, then give me in writing. All right, I give him in writing. That this scholar has defeated me. She gave him. But Jiva Goswami, his nephew at the same time disciple, he was standing outside. He said, what is that? that your uncle has already given me writing that he is defeated. Let me see. So he took the paper. Then he said, all right, let us talk now. So, when he talked to Jiva Goswami, what is his writing? He became defeated. So sometimes, if somebody goes to challenge the Guru, the real Guru will say, what is the use of talking with this nonsense? Better say that you know better than me. That's all. Go ahead. Upeksha. Upeksha, and neglect it. Because he has no intention to learn. He has come to simply waste time. So a person like Rupa Goswami, why he waste time talking with a nonsense? No. Actually, teaching is for the student, not for outsiders. All these talks should be between the student, means who has surrendered that he is student. Otherwise, what is the use of wasting time? There is no use. Therefore Krishna said that tadvidhi pranipati, pranipatana means fully surrender. If you have still doubts to surrender, then don't waste time. Don't waste time. That is not the way. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprasna. Seva. Guru has to be given service. That nature work. That nature work. Nature work means menial service. Whatever Guru will say, Guru says, just brush my shoes. Yes, sir. You cannot think, I am coming from such a respectable person, I am so much learned, and my Guru is asking me to brush my shoes. No, I am not. No, then you are not deserved. Nature work. That is the training. So, Pranipat, if you find out somebody where you can fully surrender, then accept Guru. Don't make Guru a fashion. That's why you keep a dog, fashion, pet dog. The people, they generally do that. Everyone has a Guru, let me pick up some Guru who will be dancing dog. That kind of Guru will not help you. You must be convinced that here is a Guru where I can surrender. So, then you can make prashna or question. Then the question will be answered. Otherwise, it is waste of time. That is not the Vedic system. Simply waste of time. And if there is really talk between one philosopher to another philosopher, just like Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was a great scholar, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who can speak about scholarship. So Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was defeated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, but if one party is defeated, the defeated party must be disciple of the winning victorious party. But at the present moment, we go on talking for years together, and nobody is defeated, nobody is going to be disciple, then what is the use of talking then? So this kind of things will not do. We have to follow the Vedic principle that either remain without Guru. And if you want to make a Guru, first of all, be convinced that he is fit to become my Guru. But generally people, they don't want transcendental knowledge. They want some material profit. So if the Guru can give him some gold, and not all, then he accepts him Guru or the God or something like that. So this way will not help us. So here, this Ajamila was trained up, the son of a brahmana. Dija, this very word is used. Karnatubji Dijakasti Dasit Dasipati Ajamila. But unfortunately he became the husband or keeper of a prostitute. Dasipati, pati means husband, or pati means the chief. The Dasipati means formally if one is prostitute hunter, then the maid servant is still in India, the lower class, the servant class, they become prostitute. First of all, no gentleman is prostitute hunter. But if he cannot make in the society innocent girl a prostitute, that is there is no possibility in India. Still, because no respectable man's daughter will mix with any unknown young man. Still, so how he can become prostitute? There is no possibility. So, anyone wanted prostitute, that is professional. The prostitute, even in Krishna's time, there were prostitutes. You have seen when Krishna came back from Hastinapur, many prostitute devotees went to receive him. So that means in the Vedic society, prostitutes are allowed. Those who are not satisfied with one wife or legitimate wife, they can go to the prostitute. But they cannot intermingle in the society and spoil the society. So this rascal became a prostitute hunter, Dashipati. That's why it is called Dashi. Dashi means Sudra. Sudra, fourth class. The first class Brahmin, second class Kshatriya, third class Vaishya, and the Sudra, the fourth class, the servants, they are women. So he became a Dashipati, Ajamila, Namna by the name. And what was the result? Nashta Sadachara. Sadachara means behavior, gentleman's behavior. And Achara, Acharavan Purusha Veda. Achara is the one who teaches Achara, Sadachara. He is Acharya. Acharya means one who teaches Sadachara. Just like in our society we teach no illicit sex. This is Sadachara. No gambling, no drinking or intoxication. This is Sadachara. Gentlemen have to become gentlemen. If one is prostitute hunter, drunkard, meat eater, gambler, he is not even a gentleman. What to speak of becoming a devotee and philosopher? Impossible. Those who are addicted to this bad habit, in their hundreds and thousands of lives, they will never be able to understand what is God. The door is locked for them. Nashta sadachara. As soon as you become illicit sex hunter, prostitute hunter, addicted, then you will lose your sadachara. All good behavior, finished. Nashta sadachara. Why? Dasya samsarga dusita. On account of association with the prostitute, one will lose all his good qualities. In this way, the next stage is, as soon as he lost all sadachara, then his profession became ki bandakhai kaita vaishchajai garhitan vrittimarsit. Bandakhai, just like it is very common thing nowadays, especially, that as soon as you find somebody solitary, yes, what you have got, give me, otherwise I'll kill you, there is knife. This is called bandakhai. Arrest somebody and take whatever he has got. This is called Bandhakhoi. And Koitovai, cheating. I shall give you this, I shall. There are so many cheating processes. Bandhakhoi, Koitovai, Chojai. Chojai means stealing. Chojai, Gorita, all these are condemned things. Vrittimastita, he became situated in this profession for earning his livelihood. Because he lost Sadachar, he must be coming, he will find this. As soon as there is no Sadachar, people will be addicted to all these means. Any way get money. Bandhakhoi, Koitovai, Chojai, Garitan, Vrittimastita. Why? The Bibhrat Kutumbam. He is thinking that I have to maintain my family, my children. Anyway I must get money. The Bibhrat Kutumba. Kutumbam Asuchi, unclean. This is unclean method. Asuchi, Jatoyamasuddhina. And as soon as one takes all this profession, it means his business will be to give trouble to the all living entities. Jatoyamasuddhina. Dhina means one who has accepted this material body. So, he will not hesitate to kill anyone. Because he is practiced to give pains and misery to other living entities. And what to speak of killing animals. Under the tree the animal has no soul. This rascal done with God. So, the civilization is how to make human being elevated to the standard of becoming a brahmana, Dijo. And if one Dijo falls down by bad association, especially by prostitution, then he comes to this. This is Ajamila's life. Thank you very much. Vandeham Sri Guru.
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, text number 21, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on the 5th of July, 1975, in Los Angeles, California.
Sri Rupam Chakrajatam.
In the country known as Kanyakuja, there was a brahmana of the name Ajamila. Later on, he married a kept maidservant, a prostitute. On account of the association with the low-class woman, he lost all his brahminical qualities.
This is the history. Yesterday we talked itihasa udaharantim atra udaharantim imam itihasam puratam. This Kanakubja Kanakubje dija kaschit asit Dashipati Ajamila namna nasta sadacha Dashya samsarga duji. This Karnakubja is still there. It is now known as Kanauj, within the division of Kanpur. It is a very old city, resided by Brahmins especially. Still in that city, the most inhabitants are Brahmins, just like Nadia. Navadvip, it was formerly, even in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's time, inhabited by Brahmins, learned scholars. So similarly, in northern India, this place, Kanauj, since very long time, it is a very celebrated place. Now this place is very much famous for manufacturing perfumes, rose water, scented autos, like that. So anyway, it is history. Long, long ago, there was a brahmana, Dija. Dija means twice born. First birth by the father and mother. That kind of birth is obtainable by any person, man or animal. As soon as you take birth, there must be father and mother. Without father and mother, there is no question of birth. Therefore, in the human society, they do not take this birth as very important. We are very much proud of becoming American or Indian on account of birth. But according to the Vedic civilization, simply the birth by father and mother is not very important. There must be second birth, Dijo. Di means second, and Jo means birth. So according to the Vedic civilization, a human being must be trained up to become Dijo or take his birth second time. This is human civilization. Sanskarat bhavet Dijo. Janmana jayate Shudra. Simply by ordinary birth, by father and mother, it is Shudra. But the civilization is how a Shudra or less than Shudra can be elevated to the position of a brahmana. That is civilization. So, as I was explaining yesterday, that if you keep people fourth class men, then that is not advancement of civilization. Attempt should be made how a fourth class man can be raised to the first class position by culture and education. So this Ajamila, he was trained up by his parents to be a qualified brahmana. What is that qualified brahmana? You have heard many times. Sama, Dama, Sattam, Saucham, Arjavam, Titiksha, Jnanam, Vijnanam, Astikam, Brahmakarma Sabhava. These qualities should be developed. First of all, Sama. Sama means equilibrium in the mental position. Mind is never disturbed. There are so many causes of the mind being disturbed. When the mind is not disturbed, that is called Sama. Guru rapi dukkhena na vicharlate. That is perfection of yoga. Jangalabhya chaparangalabhang mannate nadhikam tatha jasmin sthite guru napi dukkhena na vicharlate. This is training. Mind is very flickering. Even 5,000 years ago, when Arjuna was advised by Krishna that you make your restless mind fixed up, he frankly said, Krishna, it is not possible. Chanchala himmana Krishna, pramathi balavadhira. I see my mind is always very much agitated, and to control the mind is exactly an attempt to stop the wind. So it is not possible. But actually his mind was fixed up in Krishna. So those who mind have been fixed up at the lotus feet of Krishna, they have conquered. Their mind is fixed up. That is wanted. Sabai manak Krishna padara vindayo vachangsi vaikuntha gunanu. These are the qualifications of Maharaj Ambarish. He was very responsible emperor, but his mind was fixed up at the lotus feet of Krishna. That is what. So this is Brahminical qualification to practice how to fix up the mind at the lotus feet of Krishna. And that is the perfection of yoga. Yoga means not to show some magical feats, no. Real perfection of yoga means to fix up the mind at the lotus feet of Krishna. Therefore, in the Bhagavad Gita you will find the last conclusion of the yoga chapter, 6th chapter. Yoginam api sarvesam madgata antaratmana sadhyavan bhajati yuma sami yukta samavata. That was encouraging to Arjuna, because Arjuna thought, then I am useless, I cannot fix up. But his mind was already fixed up. Therefore, Krishna encouraged him, don't be discouraged. Anyone whose mind is already fixed up in me, always, is the first class, topmost yogi. Therefore, we should be always thinking of Krishna. That is Hare Krishna word. If you chant Hare Krishna, that means your mind is fixed up in Krishna. That is the perfection of yoga. So to become a Brahmin, this is the first qualification, to keep the mind fixed up, not being agitated. Somehow. And when your mind is fixed up, then your senses will be controlled. If you fix up your mind that I shall simply chant Hare Krishna and take prasadam, no more business, then the senses will be controlled automatically. Tara madhye jivbhavati labomaya sudurmati. So these are the different stages. How to become a Brahmin. Sama, Dhamma. And Sattam, truthful. Truthful means, in one sense, ordinary truthful. But real truthful means to know the absolute truth. Absolute. So that absolute truth, who is absolute truth? Krishna. We are searching after truth. What is the truth? What is the relative truth? But when you come to Krishna, that is absolute. Sarva karana karanam. This is truth. Then what is the cause of this truth? This is the niti. So when you come to Krishna, so above him there is no more truth. Krishna has no cause, but he is the cause of everything. Sarva karana karanam. Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Anadi. He has no, people ask generally that everything has cause. What is the cause of Krishna? The answer is Anadi. He has no cause. That is God. Anadi, Adi. He is the cause of everything. Anadi, Radi, Govinda, Sarva Karana Karana. So, if our mind is fixed up in Krishna, then naturally the senses will be controlled. If we fix up our mind that we shall not do anything, dhirabrata, bhajanti mang dhirabrata, this is determination, that I shall have nothing to do without Krishna, then you are first class yogi. Dijo, Brahman, everything. Everything. So these are the qualifications of not Dija. Dija is primary qualification of becoming a Brahman. Sanskarat bhavadija. By sanskar, by the reformatory process, one is initiated, that is called Dija, Ditiya Janma. The spiritual master is the father and the Vedic knowledge is mother. This is called Dija, Ditiya Janma, second birth. So after being Dija, when the spiritual master sees that he is acquired Sadachar. Sadachar means these four things: no illicit sex, no intoxication, no meat eating, no gambling, taking bath thrice, rising early. These are called Sadachar. These are Brahminical qualifications. So this Ajamila was very nicely trained up, born of a Brahmin father, and his father trained him. But unfortunately, when he was a young man, he was passing through the road, he saw one Shudra is embracing another Shudrani or prostitute. Now it is very common affair all over the world. A man is embracing, kissing. But this was not allowed in gentleman's society. The Shudras, the fourth class man, they used to do that. Sometimes, not always. So he was a young man, and naturally when he saw that a young Shudra is embracing another young girl, Shudrani, and she is not properly dressed, he became attracted. And they were drunk. So in this way, he fell a victim of that prostitute. He liked that prostitute, and later on he remained with her, and he had very good wife, very respectable family, Brahmin, but he forgot everything. Therefore it is said, Nasta Sadacharo. He lost all Brahminical qualifications. So, he was so much trained up, and he still, by seeing the sex behavior of a Shudra and Shudrani, he fell down long years ago. Now these things are very common affair. How the young man can be saved? It is very difficult. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given one panacea, chant Hare Krishna. That can save you. Otherwise it is very difficult. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam kalau nastiva. By practicing the tapasya and yoga, nothing will help you. Because the age is very fallen. Especially mentioned, kalau nastiva. Otherwise one cannot. So, he lost all sadachar. Karnakubje dhija kaschit. Kaschit means someone. Every Brahman was very elevated. One, somebody, kaschit. Kaschit dashiputi. And why he fell down? Because he married one maidservant, prostitute. The prostitute class you will find in the history of India, but they are a class, a low class woman. Otherwise, in gentleman class or higher class, namely the Brahman, Kshatriya and Vaishya, it is not possible to mix freely. That is not possible. They still, in respectable families, the young girls, they are not allowed to go out, not to mix with any. They First young man is her husband, and the father, mother selects, then this is the process. So, prostitution was existent. Now I do not know what is the position, but in the low class, dasipati, maid-servant, sweeper, maid-servant, one could mix and have the advantage of prostitution in the lower class, not in the higher class. So therefore it is stated that kachit dasipati, not the married wife, but dasipati, a maid-servant. And his name was Ajamila. Dasipati Ajamila, namna. So, what was his condition? Nasta sadachara. He lost all the sadachara. Sadachara, these are the sadachara. To arise early in the morning, to take bath, attend Mangalarati, chant Hare Krishna mantra, read books, Vedic literature, and then prasadam, always some prescribed duty for Krishna consciousness. That is called sadachara. So, Ajamil, on account of this association of this prostitute, he lost all good qualities, sadachara, and then he took all available professional for earning money. That will be described next part. Thank you very much. Vandeham Sri Guru.
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, text number 33, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on the 1st of June 1976 in Honolulu, Hawaii.
Sri Rupam Chakrajatam.
Translation. Dear sirs, whose servants are you? Where have you come from? And why are you forbidding us to touch the body of Ajamil? Are you demigods from the heavenly planets? Are you sub-demigods? Or are you the best of the devotees?
Kashyava kutayayata tasmadasya nishedasa king deva upadeva ya jiyam king siddha sattama. So, the Jamadutas, their description of the body already given, they are not very good looking. So, when they saw the Vishnu Duta, the description of the Vishnu Duta is in the next verse, they were surprised. They were from such nice features of the body. They have been described here. Sadbi Padma Parasaksha. They saw that the eyes were just like petals of the lotus flower. So beautiful. Sadbi Padma Parasaksha Pito Kaushiya Vasas. And all dressed in saffron cloth, yellow. Kiritina with helmets, Kundalina and earrings, Kiritina, Rasat, Pushpara, Manina, and with flower garlands. Just imagine, if somebody is very good looking, with helmet and nice earring, bedecked with jewels, and the helmet bedecked with jewels, and cloth yellow with garland, 4 hands, Sarve cha nutna vayasa, and are all young, not old like me, or young like you. Nutna vayasa, just immediately growing young man. Sarve nutna vayasa, sarve charu chadudbhiya, and four-handed. Here we get two hands. In the Vaikuntha planet, you get four hands. Dhanu Nishanga Pasi Gada Shankha Chakra Ambujasya. And each hand is decorated with bow, arrow, sword, and conch shell, and this, like that. This is the description of Vaikuntha features. So, always young, there is no old age, disease, or birth and death. Here, in this material world, these four things are there. Birth, death, old age, and disease. In the spiritual world, the men are so beautiful, and imagine the women also still more beautiful, very attractive, but there is no sex. That is the feature. We find it. Why? They are, because after all we want pleasure. So in the material world, the topmost pleasure is sex. Because there is no other idea. So all people, even so-called yogis, savis, and ultimately they are coming down to sex. Whatever they have got as sex, the culmination is sex. Old man, he has got money, he has got everything, still he is going to the nightclub. So here in this material world, janamaithuna vigrahamedi sukham. In the material world, Gihamedi means those who are entrapped within this universe or within this body. Same thing. This is also entrapment. I am within this body. Or in any part of the universe, either you go to the moon planet or sun planet or any other planet. You see the sky is just like egg light within that. They are called Baddhaji. Baddhaji means entrapped. So entrapped living entity, they are in different grades of life. 8,400,000 different forms of life. Now how they are entrapped? The sex. Janamaithunadi grahamedi sukham mitucham. This is their pleasure. And in the spiritual world, there is no sex. So one may question how they are living. Life is finished if there is no sex. So somebody committed suicide, who was telling, because doctor asked him not to have any more sex. Who told me the other day? Somebody told me, some big man, he was famous man. So he was forbidden, especially when one is attacked with tuberculosis, the medical man advises no more sex, then he will die soon. So this was ordered and he committed suicide.
Ernest Hemingway. Ernest Hemingway.
You know, just see, it is practical. Because he thought the life is finished, there is no sex life. So actually there is a fact here. And birds, beasts, you will find the pigeons, the doves, and they are enjoying sex at least 4 times in an hour. But there are men also like that. So here in this material world, the sex life is the top place. Janamaithunadi grihamedi sukham mitucham. But it is very above. Just imagine what kind of happiness it is. But we are forced to act like that. tucham, very insignificant. Janamaithanadi grahamedi sukhamni tucham. What kind of pleasure? Kandu anena karayu rivadukha dukkha. It is just like eating between the two hands. And tippantani akripana bahudukha paya. The after effects of sex life is very, very bad. So in that interview, I get that information that woman's freedom. So I gave this reply, that where is woman's freedom? The boy and the girl intermingle, and the girl becomes pregnant. The boy goes out without any responsibility, and the child is burden for the woman. Either she should kill or beg from the government. Is that independence? They are trying to be independent. This is not civilization. There is no question of independence. The woman must be given protection in childhood by the father unless she is married, and in youthhood by the husband, and in old age by grown-up sons. This is Vedic civilization. Nasyam satandatam arati. Just like children, they must be always protected. It is not dependence, it is protection. So there should be responsible father, responsible husband, responsible sons to keep woman very happy. In India still it is going on. So the point is that here the sex life is the highest pleasure, and in the spiritual world there is no sex. So what is that pleasure? That pleasure is this chanting and dancing, Hare Krishna Bhava. That is stated in the Shastra. There is so much of joy in this chanting and dancing, they are no more interested in sex. That is the only way. If you want to stop the pleasure of sex, then you have to take this pleasure, this transcendental pleasure. You forget everything. That is said by Jamunacha. Jadavadhi mamatitta krishna padara vindayo navanavadhamarantu masi tadavadhi batanari sangame smarjamane bhavati mukha vikara sustu nishtivant. Jamunacharya was a very big king. So he had very good opportunity for sex life as king. But later on he became perfect Vaishnava, devotee. So after he became devotee, he was expressing his experience that since I have taken to Krishna consciousness and I am enjoying the ecstatic love for Krishna, whenever I think of sex with woman, I spite it. This is the reason. Bhakti paresanubhava virakti annatasa. So, if we want to be free from the entanglement of this world, we should practice. That practice, simply artificial practice, will not help. Unless we advance in Krishna consciousness, unless we become accustomed to enjoy this ecstasy of chanting and dancing, it is not possible. So, they were surprised where from this beautiful, they have never experienced, because these Jamadutas, they generally, just like police. Police go to the thieves, rogues and criminals. They have very little opportunity to see very beautiful, aristocratic, nice family. There is no possibility, because they are invited by this guy, or they are forced to go there. So these Jamadutas, they are accustomed to go to the sinful men, like Ajamila, and many others, their business is to arrest the sinful soul and take the soul to Yamaraj. So they are very much surprised by seeing this beautiful Vishnu Duta, the Vishnu Duta. So don't take it is mythology, no, this is fact. Back there or a big saintly person, they have no business to present before you something mythology. Why they should waste time in that? It is simply rascal to think all the statement as mythology, not mythology. We have no knowledge. In the Shastra we understand, Jasya Prabha Prabhavatu Jagadanda Koti. Jasya Prabha, the rays of Krishna's body, when it is expanded, Brahma Jyoti. Within that Brahma Jyoti, there are innumerable universes. Just like within the sunlight, sunshine, there are innumerable planets. You are just seeing daily. Similarly, there are innumerable universes in the Brahma Jyoti. Jasya Prabha Prabhavatu Jagadanda Koti. And Kotishu, and each and every universe, millions. Kotishu, Jasya Prabha Prabhavatu Jagadanda Koti. Kotishu Asesha Vasudhadi Vibhuti Bhindam. Vasudha means planet. This is also Vasudha, this planet here. We can see there are so many millions of planets. At night we can see. And each of them is peculiar, different from the other. Why they have failed to utilize the moon planet? But it is a different atmosphere. It is different atmosphere. These rascals cannot go there. It is not possible. They have simply made false propaganda. They cannot go there. So, because the atmosphere is different, there is also blazing fire surrounded by ice. That is the description. I am speaking from the description. And therefore at night it is so pleasing. You have got experience in a fire coming through ice, the rays, that is very pleasing. Therefore the sunshine is making the whole thing very hot, and the moonshine making them pleasing. So God's arrangement is so nice that everything is going on nicely. There is brain behind it. Why there is sunshine, why there is moonshine, everything described. You will read in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Moon is the cause of vegetation, and there is no vegetation. You see? Moon is the cause of vegetation in all planets. And they say there is no vegetation. It is simply dust. So we have to believe that. And when we present actual fact, it is mysticism or mythology. Anyway, we are not concerned with their statement. Our process is to know things from the Shastra. Sadhu Shastra Guru Bhakko Trinete Koriyaru. Our process is deductive, not inductive. We take knowledge, just like this Srimad Bhagavatam, written by Vyasdev under the instruction of his Guru, spiritual master, Narada. So, Narada advised him that you have written so many books, Puranas, Vedas, Vedanta. Vyasdev says, still I am not feeling very satisfied. So Narada Muni advised him that you are not feeling satisfied because you have not described about the Supreme Personality of God. That is the defect. So now you have got mature experience. You describe simply about the Supreme Personality of God, Krishna. So therefore he wrote this Srimad Bhagavatam 18,000 verses. So each verse, we are reading, suppose one verse daily or two verses daily. So 18,000 verses, how long it will take? At least 9,000 days. 9,000 days, how many years?
7 years.
Huh?
7 years.
7 years? 9,000 verses. Anyway, so we have got enough stock in the Srimad Bhagavatam, at least whatever we have published. 1,000 days, how many years? 3 years.
It takes between 25 and 30 years.
Yeah, not 7 years. So if we regularly read 2 verses, that will be also not possible. Anyway, we can read, not once reading, we can understand. Repeated, puna, we shall have that. Then, the stock which you have already got, you can study and take lessons from the Vedic literature and make your life perfect. What kind of residential quarters are there throughout the whole universe? How many universes are there? What is the special features of different residents? But don't take this nonsense and instruction that except on this planet there is no life, other planet. This is simply nonsense. Every planet is congested with living. This is the description in the Shastra. Janakirna. Janakirna means congested living, but different types. Just like they have come from Vaikuntha, their bodily feature is different. We have got experience here on this planet. In some portion there are black people, some portion there are white people, some portion there are yellow people. Color, so many colors, manifestation within this planet. So just imagine how many, this is God's creation, different varieties. Just like you see on this planet, why on this planet, even on this Hawaii island, how many beautiful things, flowers, trees, and fruits, that is God's creation. Ananda. Variety is mother of enjoyment. If you want enjoyment, there must be variety. Impersonal without variety, zero, these are not enjoyment. These are dusted. The void is make everything zero. Why zero? There must be varieties. Variety is the mother of enjoyment. So Krishna, the Supreme Person, we are also. Because we are part and parcel of Krishna. We have got the same quality. So, you see Krishna, he's enjoying with the gopis, with the cowherd boys' friends, in Vrindavan, in the forest, with cows, with calves. This is enjoyment. Variety. If zero is enjoyment, no. Zero is not enjoyment. Anandamaya Vyasa, this is the Vedanta Sutra, that the Absolute Truth Personality of Godhead is simply enjoying. Everything enjoying. You'll find Krishna always, whenever he is playing on flute with company, either gopis or cowherd boy or somebody. This is enjoyment. And he comes personally on this planet to show his enjoyment life. In Vrindavan, that place is Vrindavan. Therefore Vrindavan is so important. To invite us that why you are rotting here, come with me and join with my dance. Similarly, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, you see, dancing here. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Radha, all dancing. Samapanga Sapasana. So the life is this, enjoyment, dancing, that is life. And not meditation. For 15 minutes meditation, I become God. These are all rascals. Enjoyment is real life. Enjoyment, that enjoyment not this material, the sex, no, above this, transcendent. That we find information in Krishna consciousness. So I am very glad that you have all taken. Continue this Krishna consciousness, read books, chant, dance, eat nicely, and be happy. Thank you very much. Vandeham Sri Guru.
The following is a class on the Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, 1st Chapter, text number 26, given by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, recorded on the 11th of July, 1975, in Chicago, Illinois.
Sri Rupam Chakrajatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhunjana Prapivan Khadan Balakam Snehajantita Bhujayan Payan Mura Na Vida Agatam Antakam. Bhunjana, by raising him very affectionately, by giving him all necessities of life. Bhunjana Prapivan, all kinds of drinks, milk, fruit juice, khadan, solid food. There are all kinds of food stuff. Something we chew, something we swallow, something we lick up, and something we drink. So everything was being supplied balakam to that small boy. Every mother, every father does so. It is very natural. Sahajantita. Why do they do so? That is God's arrangement. If the father and mother hasn't got such affection, then the helpless child in the beginning, there is no other means of living. Even cats and dogs, even tigers, they also take care. So this is not very extraordinary thing that human being has got affection. That affection is there even in tiger. So you are not very that way advanced. That is natural. That kind of affection for the small child you will find in cats and dogs and tigers, even snake. These things are not extraordinary things. They are very much proud. How I have to take care of my children. That is taken care by other animals also. The Bhanjana Prabhivana Khadan Balakam Snehajansita Bhujayan Payana Mura. In spite of so much affection and taking care of the children, he is addressed here Mura. You see? They are very much proud of being affectionate, but Shastra says you are rascal. That's all. Mura. Bhojayan payan of Mura, na Veda agatam antakam. He could not understand that I am very busy in raising my child, but here backside there is death. Death is waiting to scramble me. So not only in these activities, in every activity, we are very busy with material activities, and we do not know that on my backside death is standing. He will take everything. what I am doing. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Mrityu sarva harascha aham. The death is also Krishna, he said, aham. Mrityu sarva harascha aham. I am dead. You cannot see God. You are very much proud of your eyes. Now you see I have come. I will take away everything, whatever you got. Now you protect yourself and your property, your skyscraper building, everything. Now you protect. So therefore, Mura. He does not know how to protect things, but he is creating things. That is called Mura. Just like I am collecting lakhs and millions of money, but next moment there is standing somebody, he will take her. So that I do not know. That one man is waiting, I am collecting. There was a caricature picture when India was struggling for independence. So the Gandhi's picture, Gandhi was fishing with the tackle and Jinnah was standing behind with a knife and plate. Let this rascal struggle for independence, and as soon as he gets, I will take share and go away to Pakistan. Actually he did so. He never went to jail, but he took the share and made Pakistan. So Gandhi therefore was not in favor of partition, but he had to accept it, because the Britishers are very intelligent, that let us divide it so that India may not become a strong power. So that is still it is going on, the animosity between Pakistan and Hindustan. It is British plan, that is politics. So similar plan is always there, that we are struggling for existence and accumulating so many things. Just like you have got this nice city, Chicago, not only Chicago, there are many others in America, but the people are not thinking that how long I shall remain American and enjoy this. Maybe 50 years, 25 years or at most 100 years, but everything will be taken, my American citizenship, my body, my wealth, everything will be taken by death. So what insurance I am doing for that purpose, that I will not be taken, I shall enjoy it. Therefore, Mura. There is reason why they are called Muras, rascals. They do not know their actual interest. Everyone, not only you, everyone, the whole material world, they do not know what is his actual interest. Everyone should be self-interested, that is very good. But the fools, rascals do not know what is his actual self-interest. Nate vidu sarthakating he Vishnu. Sarthakating means the self-interest. Sartha. Sa means own. And artha means interest. He does not know. Therefore he is Mura. He does not know his self-interest. It is very good that you become self-interested. But if you do not know what is your self-interest, then you are a Mura. So actually, that is the position of all living entities within this material world. In case by Maya, illusion, they have forgotten what is the self-interest. The self-interest is go back to home, back to God. That is real self-interest. So every intelligent man should first of all see to his self-interest. How to become free from this repetition of birth and death and go back to home, back to God. That is self-interest. And if we do not know and we do not execute in that way, that means Krishna consciousness, then however we may be philanthropists, affectionate, very good economist, very good philosopher, everything is nonsense. Mura. That is the statement that we should not remain mura, we should become intelligent and see to our self-interest, and that is the success of life. Thank you very much.